seeded 4. It's going to be very exciting to see. Normally the Danish players do well in halls like this, fast hall. You have to use tactics because of the drift in here, and yeah, it's going to be interesting to see.
And they're one of only 2 surviving European pairs with the Dutch team, Muskins and Piech, the 9th seeds. There's their section of the draw. You said something really interesting, didn't you, about the Chinese having, you know, haven't played 10 tournaments, so the seedings kind of feel not artificial. That's a disservice to the BWF, and it's not meant that way. But of course, a lot of the Chinese pairs have only played 6 and 7 tournaments, haven't they?
Yeah, they have swapped a little around with the players and been playing different partnerships, and this means that some of the, I think it's 3 pairings out of in top 10. From China has had 6 and 7 tournaments, and this means that they need a quite high average when all the others have 10 tournaments to count from.
So you saw their section of the draw. We are at the bottom of the 3rd quarter of the women's double draw now. And here come the Koreans, with a wonderfully warm reception, followed by the Danes. So Lee Seung-hae, Shin Seung-chan, the young Korean pair with a very bright future up against the Danes there. These two took bronze in the women's doubles in Copenhagen, did the Koreans. Semi-finalists. They lost. They beat Matsutoma and Takahashi, sister of the player that we've just watched. They were 3rd seeded back then. And Lee and Shin were the 16th seeds last year. Their best result of the season, the Koreans, so far, they won the Korean Grand Prix. And they've also had 4 quarter-final appearances together. They've played 12 tournaments together this year. This season, I should say. One of the 4 quarter-finals was the Indonesian Open, so they enjoyed playing here. They were, incidentally, twice World Junior Champions, the Koreans. The first ever pair to retain the World Junior Champs title. In 2011, they won in Taiwan. In 2012, in Chiba. That's quite an accomplishment.
Yeah, that's difficult. So many new players coming up every year that it's difficult winning twice in a row, and also because of the development. When you're young, then you develop so much each year, so winning before it's your last year is also very difficult.
There's Lee So-hae. As you can see, they're seeded 11th, but they're ranked 10th in the world. Been as high as 8th back in May, just a few months ago. She's won gold in the women's doubles and the mixed doubles. Beg your pardon, that's her partner. Her partner, Shin Seung-chan, has won gold in the women's doubles and mixed doubles in the World University Games 2015 in Guangzhou. Again, quite an accomplishment, but they're both very young. That's what's really, really encouraging. They're only 20 and 21 respectively. So a bright future ahead for these two. Shin, well, she's also ranked 69th in the mixed doubles as well.
Yeah, Shin kind of, she does play mixed doubles, but mostly she's using it to get ready for the latest doubles.
You can see that they beat some Indonesians in the round prior. Bernadette and Praditka, 21-9, 21-18 in 31 minutes. That was out on court 3. Their opponents, well, Kamilla, RYTTER, you probably know a lot more than I do about them. Bronze medalist in Guangzhou. They were twice European champions. And lost in the round of 16 in this event last year in Copenhagen. So as the second seeds, they lost to Maheshwari and Poli from Indonesia in 2 straight games in 41 minutes. They were out by Thursday, which I'm sure they weren't too fond of, especially being the second seeds back then. They're 4th seeded this year, playing off their well, not far off their career high. They've been as high as second in the world as well.
Yeah, they've been top of the world, the top 4 for a long time, and both of them are very experienced, also having great results both in ladies doubles and mixed doubles. Christinna won bronze at the Olympics with Joachim Fischer, and Kamilla JUHL won the World Championships back in, I think it was 97 with Thomas Laybourne, I think it was.
Played once before, and the Danes got the win in 3 close games. They beat the Changs from Chinese Taipei, did the 4th seeds, the Danes. Straight games, 21-15, 21-15 in 29 minutes on court 2 yesterday. So their opponents have played on court 4. They've played on court 2. There's our service judge from Indonesia. And we're about to get us underway then. Just a little bit of last-minute revision.
Okay. Ladies and gentlemen,
looks like it's going to be
on my right,
Christinna Pedersen to get us underway to the bottom right of your picture.
Denmark. And on my left, SHIN,
JUHL, of course, well, she's a lefty.
Christinna,
31-year-old. Pedersen, 29 years old.
Double play. One mark.
Well, their best showing this year. A couple of wins. Pedersen and JUHL, they had a win at the Malaysian Masters, and they also won the German Open as well. 2 semi-finals to back that up.
Oh. 3.
Yeah, the Danes starting off being really ready in the service situation, and this is where they are so good at this set-piece game. They are ready, and they know exactly what to do and what the other one is doing every time the serve is made.
Lady Luck on their side as well. I don't know how relevant that head-to-head graphic was that we saw earlier, because it was back in 2013 when they had that win. 21-14 in the 3rd game. The Danes won against the Koreans, their opponents today.
Yeah, I don't know either. You could say it's a new game each time, isn't it? But I still think that both of them, of course, remember who won the first one, and but this Korea in the tournament in Korea is played or was played in winter time in a cold hall, much slower pace than this one. And as I remember it, that match was just going on forever. I didn't see how long that match was, but I think that was a very, very long match, and not at all the same kind of game that you will have here.
6-1.
Yes, far from cold conditions in here in so many ways.
Yeah, it does. The cold just makes the shot slower, and that means that we will see much more rallies in here. It's a lot about the set pieces. It's a lot about getting high at the service and getting high at return. First 3 or 4 shots each rally is very important, and that's also what we've seen here in the beginning, is that Kamilla and Christinna are ready for this game, and they're going for the winners in the start of each rally, and that definitely have helped them until now.
When you say getting high, you mean what, contacting the shuttle high?
Contact, yeah, and rushing the net fast, rushing the next shot fast.
Taking your opponent's time and space away, presumably.
Over 2-7.
Well, delighted with their start. JUHL with a big grin all over her face. It's good work from the Danes with this 5-point lead already. Oh, brilliant finish. Best rally of the match so far. That one had to be up there in about sort of 40, 50 shots, didn't it?
I didn't count them, but maybe about 30, maybe.
Not far off. Meet you halfway. Let's say 36. Very good turnaround from the Danes. They were under a lot of pressure there in the initial part of that rally.
Yeah, the Danes, they want to go for the shots. They want to attack and they want to go for the kill. The Koreans, I think they know that the longer this game goes on, the higher chances they have of winning. So they'll probably try to wear the Danes a little bit out, move them around. But until now, they've just been under too much pressure to do so.
Well, I'm thinking out loud about sort of the fact that these two lost in the round of 16 last year, the purple-shirted Danes, and their opponents lost in the semi-finals, and the weight of expectation on them as a consequence of that. It's quite interesting, isn't it? Because when you're playing to defend points, as the Koreans are, it's a kind of slightly different dynamic. I mean, I assume, Jesper, that'll be at the back of their minds, won't it? And they'll just be going one shot at a time, right?
I think right now they just think about tactics and how to win this match. I don't think they think about defending points at all. But there is last year when it was in Denmark, the two Danish girls, they had a lot of pressure on them. The crowd wanted this, and Denmark had been waiting for this World Championships for a long time, and that pressure kind of got to them, and they didn't play too well and didn't do too well at that tournament. So they definitely want to revenge themselves here.
Too much power in the end from the Koreans. There was some sterling defense, particularly from Pedersen throughout that rally. But in the end, the Koreans with just too much overhead power.
Yeah, she hits it hard.
Pedersen thought that was going long as well. You could see that look for the back line at the end after that point.
Yeah, if she'd left that one, but it was coming so fast, she didn't really have the chance. But if she would have left it, I think that one would have been out too. But talking about pressure, I don't think any of these players feel that they are favorites today. Even though the Danes are seeded 4 and the other one's 11, both of them know that on the right day they can win, and it's a 50-50 game. It's very open.
And talking of 4 and 11, well, the Danes have an 11-4 lead. They've reversed the seeding numbers. Looking good at the interval.
Yeah, still the Koreans have not been able to get out of this service game in the first couple of shots in each rally, and the Danes are comfortable until now.
Court 1, 20 seconds. Court 1, 20 seconds. Okay, coach. Coach, thank you. Okay, thank you. (11-4) play.
So let's see what the Koreans are going to do about this, because there are different options. Of course, they need to get higher these services to get the attack, and then try to get the net, play the net, follow up. And this is exactly, 11. You could also see her talking to the coach afterwards. They've been talking about this, and this is the tactics they need.
Six, 11. Service over. 12-6.
Good leave there. Just changed her mind, managed to get out of the way.
Yeah, the drift just carrying that shot out there. And the Koreans were yelling like it was in, and the Danes right away went to the umpire telling, hey, don't scream when it's close to the line.
Oh, they found the line. And the Koreans are going to challenge. It was an immediate decision in their defense.
Yeah, I saw that one in. Some good defense by the Danes. It's not often you see two girls on each side hitting it as hard as in this one. Kamilla JUHL has an incredible smash, but SHIN on the other side is also really hitting it hard.
Well, the Europeans playing some very accurate badminton. Pinpoint precision right now.
It's the second time that Christinna made this shot. A little deception, pushing it towards the drift, and it stays in.
Well, I guess the advantage as well that the European and the higher seeds have is that they've just probably, what, 10 years on their opponents today. They're a very young couple, the red-shirted Koreans.
In terms of experience, there's no doubt. Now, I was mentioning before that they won medals in mixed doubles too, but the Danish couple has, for example, also won the Super Series finals. I can't remember if it's one or twice. They've definitely been in the final twice. So this is a very experienced couple.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, they won the German Open, Malaysian Masters this year as well. A couple of semi-finals, the Indian Open, the Australian Open as well.
Play.
Koreans very strong though.
Service over. 7-15.
Yeah, when SHIN gets a left and she has the drift in her back, she can really hit it hard.
That's a great lead from JUHL.
Service over. 16,
yeah, so the drift helps you out when you're smashing, but it doesn't when you're lifting. And you see, that's what the problem is for the Koreans right now, is that they are not really able to lift because the drift carries the shot out, and then they try to take up the fight in mid-court and at the net, and the Danes are just rushing it each time.
18-7.
Seems like the Danes are cruising in this set, but I think the next set's gonna be just like that's all over again, because then it's the Danes who has the difficulty with the drift, and that one would be just as open as this one was in the beginning.
Service over. 8-18.
Well, with action all around on the four courts today, it's just a buzz of activity.
9-18
against Zulkifli, the Malaysian, adjacent on court 4. Waynan, of course, the man that beat Tommy Sugiarto.
Service over. 19.
This one heading towards the sharp end of this opening game, and it's all the Danes at the moment. They've got a 10-point advantage here.
Service over.
Oh, the purple-shirted Danes combine so well. They're so experienced as a pair that intuitively they know exactly where each other's moving to, no doubt about it. But the Koreans having the upper hand in that point.
Yeah, that's true, they are, but it's also because they are playing left and right-handed, and this means that they can cover up for each other each time they attack. But the Koreans really put up a good defense in this rally, and they made the Danes move, and that's exactly what they want.
19.
It's a brilliant lead from Pedersen. It's very close. Shuttle just spilling beyond the back line, and it's given them 9 game points. You only need one of them, and that's a good opening game then for the European players.
Yeah, and again into the drift, the service return, and just lifting it out. But you'll see now when the change ends how much the drift. I know I'm talking a lot about it, but you will see now that it's going to be very decisive for the game, because the tactics will change a lot now.
Yeah, it's almost like chess on legs, isn't it, badminton? You have to really, the tactical nuances and the drift issues are just so significant. I think you're absolutely right. So there you are, confirmation of the score after 15 minutes. The 4th seeds through the first game, 21-11. Well, it's been a round of 16 women's doubles from the bottom of the 3rd quarter of the women's doubles draw. It's been a match full of good rallies, but it's been all the Danes from this near end. Now we've changed ends, and we think it should have a significant change on the outcome of this game. Let's see if that holds true. You're in the company of Jesper Larsen and Paul Hand, enjoying taking you through this round of 16 action today, Thursday, day 4 of 7 days of our continuous coverage here from the Astoria Stadium, the BWF Badminton World Championships 2015. It's been a real indulgence watching this. Cream of the crop international quality badminton. Best in the world here.
Yeah, even though they changed the end, the Danes are still going for the same kind of game. They want to attack after the set. That was quite noisy, wasn't it?
Very much so.
We had on court number 4 or 3 Setevan World Champions from 2013 were playing, and the Indonesian crowd was they were winning first set, and the Indonesian crowd just went wild,
Erupted. Well, the lefty spills long over the back line. JUHL, not by much. But again, it's a drift issue.
It is, yeah, and it's not only that you're losing the point, it's also that you probably have to change tactics because you realize, this doesn't work, so I need to play another way, and that is just makes it much more difficult.
3-1.
So you can see already the issues that they've got. The Danes wrestling with the fact, trying to replicate all of their good work from the first game after the ends change is a really tough ask.
It's just a different game, and you also saw that in the break. If you were noticing the coaches on court, the Korean coach was in there maybe 10 seconds, and then she just went out again because they all knew what was going to happen now in the second set when the drift is changing. And the Danish coach stayed in there all the time, and even more so because they had so much tactics they had needed to discuss.
You said there was a really important men's doubles match down on court 3. Well, that end of the stadium is absolutely rammed with spectators, with inflatable clappers, really enjoying themselves.
Time is over. 4-3.
Fabulous net shot
6
from SHIN. So tight. JUHL, as tall and as languid and as long-reaching as she is, couldn't get her limbs and her left hand to that one. So the Koreans, on cue, take the 3-point advantage from the near end of the camera.
Yeah, the Danes having a hard time finding out what to do, and also just that little bit of doubt also makes the mistake starts coming.
Am I right? They're trying to play it sort of flat and hard from that end. Just
yeah, they don't want to have the Koreans attacking because then they need to lift. One rally ago they just tried to change it a little bit, lifting high instead, because then the drift won't be as heavy. And it worked. They actually lift 3 times in the rally without putting it out, but in the end the Koreans were too sharp at the net. But when you are on that far side, when you have the drift against you, you have a stronger attack, and that's what you're gonna need. So you need to move forward all the time. You need to get the net and be highest at the net, so you are the one getting the lifts. like this situation here. You need to, when your opponent is serving and you're receiving, get so high at it, put so much pressure on it, and that is the way to win from that side.
Service over, 8-4.
Please welcome angka pertama
Service over, 5-8.
That's the right play from Christinna, getting fast in there. But when they do this, they need to stay in there. They cannot run back. Here, if the Koreans succeeded with this one, they would have been forced to lift again, and that's just not the right tactics. They have to push and then move forward.
7-6.
That's really good play from the Danes. And if we thought it wasn't loud enough already, we've got another Indonesian men's doubles team gracing the court. On court 2 to our right, so that volume will increase. Oh, got that to the floor so nicely, Pedersen there. Wonderful. As you said, got it really high.
Yeah, you see now that when they get in the defense now, they keep on pushing forward and they're trying to get high at the shots, and that works for them. But they're also moving much faster now, and that is the important part.
Yeah, that was almost like a slam dunk in basketball.
A sky hook.
Absolutely.
So I think now after this break, both of the pairings will try to get that net by playing shots short and then closing the net down afterwards.
The umpire's gesturing with both arms. Come on, ladies, let's resume. He's sweeping his arms forward desperately. And of course, in this hall of noise, they can't hear him. Locked in then at 8 points all. Second game. First game to the Danes. Encouraging for all European fans. Not so for Asians. She's delighted with that smash.
A little lucky, but yeah, she will be delighted.
Yeah, I see it kiss the net on the way through.
Yeah, so much power on that smash that the net that just it couldn't hold it up.
Play. Let.
Danes lucky, Koreans weren't ready.
Yeah, that was
Kamilla served into the net, and just looking at the umpire right away saying, oh, she was not ready.
So a little bit of mind games going on now.
Yeah, the Koreans are, you know, raising the hand to decide when Kamilla is allowed to serve.
10,
She gets the last laugh, though. Kamilla JUHL, the lefty, imposing her physicality on the match.
(11-8) interval.
Well, as they head to the interval. JUHL with 3 points in a row. Very well played from 8-all to 11-8. That's really good work from the Danes, just to keep their advantage, and more so. It's quite poignant, that end.
Yeah, and as I said before, at 8-8, they had a small break. They were both discussing what to do, both pairings, and all of them knew that they were going for the net, and all of them were ready, but the Danes just had an advantage with the good service, and then Kamilla was ready afterwards.
Court 1, 20 seconds. Court 1, 20 seconds. Okay, coach. Coach.
So it's going to be interesting to see whether the purple-shirted Europeans can keep their advantage.
I actually think that in the beginning of this set, the Danes looked a little uncomfortable, and it was more being afraid of what would come, being on this difficult side, than actually of the game that was played, because now they're playing like the first set again, and that definitely helps them.
Time's over.
Well, I thought they might have challenged that, but I think the lines judge had plenty of time on this lift to see where it was going to land. Yeah, it was indeed long.
That's like 10 centimeters, so that's quite far out.
Yeah. Nice smash kill. Did well, Pedersen. Seen a couple of them.
13-9.
Very alert. And of course, in good doubles, of course, it's trying to get your skills going well together, isn't it? Both of you simultaneously.
Yeah, it's difficult winning on your own when you're playing against two on the other side. So if you can work together for it, then it's going to help you. Kamilla knows right away after that shot. As soon as it leaves the racket, you just know that the drift is going to carry that one out.
Good lead.
Yeah, the Koreans are doing the right thing now. After the service, they're getting high. They're moving forward on the court, both of them. If you look at SHIN standing behind Lee, who's serving, she's up there all behind her, getting ready to this short service return, keeping the attack, getting the net.
Pedersen did the same there with that early high return, got the advantage, and JUHL backing up with a wonderful lefty finish.
Yeah, but this is what it's all about, is for both pairings. It is just about playing it short, getting the net. If you play it short, then getting ready for the other ones also to try to keep the net.
Time's over. 12-14.
Good put away from Pedersen. They've been very dictatorial from that net, haven't they? Getting up there and smashing away well now. Listening to your advice, yes, but...
Yeah, now I've been coaching together with the two coaches. They're sitting behind the court, Lars Ure and Kenneth Jonassen. So I think we probably have pretty much the same idea how to play this game.
Again, the finish the Danes are looking for. Very decisive net play.
Service over. 13-16.
A little too hesitant from Kamilla JUHL. She still needs to move into that shot and moving forward.
Koreans clawing back now. 2 in a row for them.
You can see the doubt in the eyes of the Danes again. The next couple of points going to be very decisive for this game.
So basically we've got the twice European champions against the twice World Junior champions. There's about 10 years between them, roughly, between teams in terms of age. But the experience of the purple-shirted Europeans just keeping the Koreans at bay at the moment. That's not to say it can't change, of course it can, but their experience telling, you feel.
Yeah, but it won't take a lot to tip this set over still, this game over. It's still close, I'd say, but until now, the experience of the Danes have worked out, and the change of the tactics they did just after 8 in the second set has worked for them.
Service over. 15-18.
Again, the last 2 rallies, you can see the first rally, Christinna's putting a lot of pressure on the serve, and they will win. And this time it was the Korean getting out of the service situation on top, and then they win. It's so much about these first 2 or 3 shots.
Oh, she's overcooked it.
16.
In this rally, you could really see what it's all about, couldn't you? Like, they just keep on playing the net, trying to get the lift, and finally the Danes actually got the lift they were looking for. But Kamilla just misplaced it.
Seemed to almost slightly shank it as well, didn't she? Didn't really... Was it a clean strike out of the middle? Not sure.
I don't know. She was going to try and put it high on the right shoulder of SHIN, but just misplaced it a little bit.
So the Koreans with 2 points in a row then, fighting back here admirably. Oh, another one spills long, courtesy of the drift.
17,
we said it was going to have a major
18.
significance here, and it has done.
Yeah, and Christinna just maybe taking that shot. It was also drifting wide, that one. Very decisive point now.
Now, is this the winning push to the finish line?
17.
JUHL after this just gesturing that she was soaked in sweat, so she wanted to go for the towel down, whether that was to take her time and just get her head straight for the next point.
Yeah, I think it was kind of both. The Danes know that they have to play 100% at these first three shots, so I think they just wanted the break, discuss the tactics, what to do, make some set pieces, and then get ready for this one, because that's going to be important.
that's a hugely significant point in the context of this match, because it brings up 3 match points for the Danes.
The Koreans did everything right here. They got the attack, they made the block to the net, got the lift, and then made a mistake. We were also talking about the difference between the seedings, but I'll bet you that if the Danes win here, you will see how happy they are, even though they only beat the 11th seed.
Oh, thunderous finish, and look at the delight on their faces. The Danes are through to keep some European interest in the quarterfinals of this World Championship. Look at what it means to them. You are absolutely right, Jesper. They are elated with that win. Yeah, just beaten the 11th seeds, but it feels like just beating the top
seeds. But they knew this was a very tough draw, and they were not afraid, but they knew they had to be on top of the game to win this one.
Delight from the coaching team at the back of the court. Picks up her racket that she threw down in delight. They are absolutely over the moon to win that one. They won last time, 1-0 in 3 close games against the young Koreans. And to remind you, they were the twice World Junior Champions, first ever pair to retain the title, 2011 and 12. So that's a really good win for the twice European champions. So we will be bringing you another women's doubles match between Gutta and Ponappa of India and Kakiwa and Maeda of Japan, the 13th against the 8th seed respectively after this one. But just leaving you with some closing pictures and some delight for the Danish duo through to the quarterfinals on day 4. Look at their reaction. Both of them over the moon. That's good work from them. Well, they are seeded 4th after all. So, in keeping with the script, safely through. There's confirmation. 40 minutes it took them. 4th seed safely through. Confirmation of our results so far, then. There they are on your screen, our schedule. No great upsets, everything going to the script as far as the seeds are concerned. The tournament directors delight, frankly. BWF will be over the moon with what's happening because their star contenders are all safely through. There's been no upsets, not on that page anyway. But